Welcome back to another Aspired podcast. So, in this episode, I'll be covering the reality of seeking balance and why your balance may be what's actually holding you back from reaching your goals, optimizing your health, and improving your quality of life. We throw the word balance around a lot, but what does balance really mean? Balance ultimately means 50-50, right? However, if you were truly to go 50-50 on making high quality and poorer quality choices, 50% making good choices for yourself, 50% of the other times not making such great quality choices for yourself, where does that actually lead you? You go nowhere. They cancel each other out. Take your diet, for example. You go 50-50 with whole foods and quality meals, and the other 50% of the time you're eating highly processed, low nutrient dense foods. Where would that actually take you with your health and body? The poor judgment of the word balance is why so many people are stuck in their fitness journey, why they perhaps want to lose weight, but they can never seem to do so. Every time you feel a bit of resistance towards adhering to your nutrition plan, adhering to higher quality foods over instant gratification of highly palatable foods, your brain tells you that you have to have balance and enjoy yourself, right? You tell yourself this. Now, this balance is what has gotten you to where you are right now. And if you're not happy with where you are right now, in order to move away from this and make a change, you need to adjust your perception of balance because it's clearly not serving you. You've had so much balance per se in your past that you're now in a position where your health, body, and confidence is suffering. And in order to get out of this, you need to move away from your belief of balance and actually knuckle down and make difficult changes in your life and really ask yourself, what does balance truly mean to you? Tighten up your nutrition and recognize that, balance needs to also be earned. To get that balance that actually benefits your physical and mental health, you do need to understand that that balance is going to require you to push and pull back in certain areas. This means, say, if you have body fat to lose, you do need to put in the effort of staying in a calorie deficit. You do need to be smarter with your food choices. You do need to learn to say no, to practice willpower and reject instant gratification. Does this mean you have to restrict yourself completely? Absolutely not. But you do need to recognize that when you say yes to one thing, you're going to be saying no to something else. So really pick your yes and no's wisely. Earning your balance means, putting in the grind you need to get to where you want to be, and then learning to sustain that through balance and a practice of sustainable, healthy habits. Is it healthy to be in a calorie deficit your whole life? Absolutely not. Definitely not. You should not be dieting your whole life. However, do you need to spend some time heads down in a calorie deficit to lose the body fat that perhaps you've gained through past poor lifestyle habits? Yes. Does this mean you then need to pull back on some extra meals out, the extra dessert or snacks? Yes, because otherwise it's going to make being in a calorie deficit really hard, and it's going to make obviously fat loss harder. It's going to store things longer than it really needs to be. But again, does this mean you have to do it forever? Absolutely not. It's simply a phase of pushing for your fat loss goal and pulling back in certain areas of instant gratification that aren't conducive towards your end goal and your current goal, right? So when we talk about balance, again, I think, the better word for it really is harmony, like making sure that all areas of your life right now is working in harmony towards your current goal and where you want to be, rather than balance, because we're never going to have complete balance. Even, let's take your career goals, or say if you're studying, goals there. Like, you're going to have times where you really need to push, right? And that maybe means that you're putting in those extra hours to study for a qualification, or those extra hours at work, an extra shift. And because of that, you're having to pull back a little bit on your social life, maybe on downtime, skipping out on that Netflix that you really want to watch in the evenings to put in some extra work towards maybe your side hustle, whatever it is. You are going to go through phases in your life. But the more that you tell yourself that you have to have this like 50-50 balance, the more you're actually going to move yourself away from your goals. So rather think about it as, how can I make my life and aspects of my life work in harmony towards my goals? Now, another thing to be aware of is like your balance is going to look so different from other people's type of balance. And it's also going to look different at different stages of your life, again, according to the goals that you're currently working on. But your balance should always work for you, not against you. This means your balance needs to be conducive towards your goals. It should enable everything in your life to flow the way you want it to flow. And now what I mean by, your balance is going to look different from others is, I don't know how many of you guys have heard this before, but maybe people around you telling you to have a bit more fun, to be more relaxed, blah, blah, all this stuff, right? To just go eat out a bit more, to drink maybe if you just really don't want to drink. They're like, just have one drink, like have fun. Your balance is going to look different from others. Like if your balance and your happy life and your rich life looks like you actually having a night in, going to bed early so that you can wake up in the morning feeling productive so that you can go get your workout done. If it looks like you actually having maybe like boundaries with how much you want to drink or not drinking at all, maybe you would rather stay home and work on your side hustle right now and work on your career than to go out for a Friday night at the local pub. Whatever it is, if that actually gives you more fulfillment and purpose in your life and actually makes you happier, then that is the balance that you need, right? And that is your balance, your type of balance. Maybe it is 80% of the time you just really want to work on your goals right now because that's what matters to you the most. And then 20% of the time is for you just to relax. That is okay. And maybe that's not going to be the same with your friends. Maybe they want to spend 50% of their time out and about. Maybe their weekends and Fridays are meant to be, spent by the beach club or wherever they want to spend it. That is also okay. And that's maybe conducive to where they want to be in life, but it's okay for you to have different priorities, right? And for your balance to look completely different, and to work in harmony for yourself. So please remember, guys, balance is going to look completely different. And it's really, really important that you actually understand what your balance is, and to also understand that if you are currently in a place where you're not happy with where your life's going, with your health, your fitness, and your body, then that balance that you've always chased or the balance that you're currently living probably is not the right balance for you. And in fact, we want to think about life as phases. Certain times of your life, you are going to have to push and pull in certain areas. And that is going to be your balance for now. And that can also look different in a few years' time when you have reached the current goal that you're working towards. And that wraps up the episode for today. Thanks for listening. And if this was helpful, do me a massive favor and subscribe if you're here on YouTube. Let me know what stood out for you the most in the comments below and what else you'd really love for me to cover. And if you're obviously tuning in on any other platform, feel free to screenshot, tag me on Instagram so I know you're tuning in. And I will catch you guys in another episode.